What's up guys, today we've got the GTX 1080 versus the GTX 1080 Ti. Big brother versus little brother. In my previous videos I got hold of a 1080 and we did some various benchmarks on the 3D Mark and on the Rise of the Tomb Raider. Also we did try it out on Doom, but because it didn't work very well with the shadow play, I didn't really want to use that again in this comparison, because it really did hash up the frames per second testing and stuff like that. So we're going to do some Rise of the Tomb Raider tests in 4K and 1080p, going through the graphical settings, and we'll compare that to my previous videos FPS scores to see what sort of performance increase we're getting between the two cards. Also we'll take a look at 3D Mark, we'll run some Firestrike tests in 1080 and in 4K and in 4K Ultra and compare them across the board. This card is a bit of a beast. It's meant to be 35% better than the 1080, so it'll be interesting to see how that performance is replicated when it's been put into the graphics amplifier. As some of you may know, there can be bottlenecks and bits and pieces like that, especially where the CPU is involved. When you do have the Alienware 15 R2 laptop, there's a 2.5 i7 that boosts to a 3.5 when connected to the amplifier. So some of you guys will be running the R3 with the newer processors, the Skylakes. I mean, even now they've got the I think it's the 4820K, or it's like a 4.4 gigahertz i7, so your results may be different to mine, but we're looking at my system now. So if you got a newer model with a better CPU, you should hopefully expect to see better scores than I'm getting. So this is just a rough benchmark for you guys, but let's get stuck in and see what we find. Okay, as you can see, the graphics score was 19,812, which is not a huge improvement at all really on the old one. On the GTX 1080 we scored 19,508, so it wasn't really a big jump at all there. It's quite insignificant. The combined test tells a different story though. On the combined test, you know, we had a combined score of 5,503, whereas on the 1080 we had 4,179, so quite a sizable jump there on the combined test. When we look at the GPU load on these tests, you can see, I mean, it's almost as if the graphics card is not being fully utilised here. On the 1080p test, it's around about 70, 69, 70, between 69 and 79% GPU load on the first graphics test. Picked up a little bit, but it's kind of all over the place. I mean, it's low as you'd expect on the physics part of the test, but on the combined, I'd expect it to be, you know, kind of similar to where it was in the other ones, and it's not. It's kind of floating all over the place. So maybe it's just not fully utilising the graphics card in the 1080p test. I'd like to see, when we do the 4K, the comparisons between the GPU load on all four tests. I'd expect that to be much higher. It may just be that it's not fully utilising it, but we're going to have to see what the difference is when we compare the two tests. Okay, so this is the Firestrike test custom. It's not the ultra test, it's just the basic custom test that we've put into 4K mode. The graphics score for this, as you can see, 8,634. On the 1080 it was 6,441, so big jump there for the graphics score. The combined score on the 1080 was 3,545, and on here it's 4,835. So as you can see here, the GPU load, as I was expected, it's kind of, keeps jumping off on me, 99%, literally maxing itself right out across both of the graphics tests there. Drops as you expect for the physics score, and then shoots back up for the combined test, which is not what we saw on the 1080p. So it kind of puts things into perspective that it's maybe not using the card as well as it can do on the 1080p when it's maxing itself out here and getting much bigger scores in comparisons to the card. It's really showing the difference between the two cards' power there when the software is utilising it better by the looks of it. And GPU temperatures to show you kind of stable 67, 70s. Still stay quite high on the physics test, which is a bit strange, and then jump back up. So yeah, some nice gains there between the two cards. We'll just quickly jump back out and we'll try 4K Ultra test, which is the last test we're going to do on this to compare the two cards. Okay, so this is the 4K Ultra Firestrike test. On the GTX 1080, the score we got was 4812. On this one, it's 6521, so quite a big jump again on the 4K Ultra test. And the combined score on the 1080 was 2569. On here, it's 3555. So huge jump there. More in the region of the 30-35%, which is what they reckon the card was going to perform better. It's much more in that region than it was in the 1080p test. Okay guys, so we're on Tomb Raider, or the Rise of the Tomb Raider, as we did on the 1080. Just to confirm, we're running in 4K. I'm not going to bother with the 1080p on this card because the 1080 smashed it anyway, and this should utterly destroy it, so there's not really much point. We just want to see how much the improvements are on the 4K. So if we just double check what the graphics settings are, we're on medium at the moment. So on the 1080 we scored between 48 and 50 on medium. I mean, straight away we're on hitting 56, 57, 58. So improvements, 60s as well. We'll try and work that out. I mean, off the top of my head, what I'm playing to work out the percentage, but yeah, I mean, hitting 70 frames a second here in 4K and medium, floating between 50 and 70. I mean, we hit a maximum of 50 in the other one, so 20-25% better, I guess, roughly. In certain, it all depends where I'm looking, what's going on. I mean, this is a movie scene, so it's not really. I mean, you're hitting at 55, 60 here in the movie scene as well, but we'll skip this crap. Yeah, we'll skip that. Can we skip it? No, I can't skip it. I'll try not to die. I might just slow down the process. 56 frames, 57. I mean, it's. Oh, okay. This is gonna be fun.
Let's take it slow and steady.
It's already better. I mean, I think if we. Oh, I'm just about to die as well. Wait for it. If I knock it up to high, to high settings. I mean, on high settings on the 1080, we were getting 40 to 43 frames a second. So anything above 43 is an improvement.
Look out! Oh shit!
That was close.
$54, $56, $57. Sizable jump there. You have to jump, bitch.
Can you make it across?
I can make it!
Yeah, of course she can make it. She's the fucking Tomb Raider.
Holy shit! I don't think I can make that jump.
No, you can't, mate. You're weak.
I'll aim for a line for you at the top.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if it boils down to what we had in the 3D Mark tests, whether it's only using the card more efficiently as you're maxing it out. Maybe it's a question that I don't think I know the answer to without hesitating, I guess, but
Quick! Swim me to the other side!
hate doing these bits. Swing! Next one's got it, I think. Oh.
Laura, I can't hold you. The rope is slipping.
Boom. Only hitting 65 frames a second. So yeah, easily 30% better there. I will wait till we hit the Syria desert because we did some very high testing on that as well. Oh really? I didn't even let go. Oh my god. This is why I hate Tomb Raider. I constantly die. Alright, let's try it again. Run, bitch, run! Deja vu. Go on. 55 frames, 54 frames. Ooh, the suspension. The suspense is killing me. Hmm, 65, 55, what we got there? 56 frames. Capped at 30 here for the movie sequence. So yeah, basically sizable improvements on the medium and high settings. We should now be jumping into the Syria scene, so I'll knock it up to very high, where we were getting scenes frames per second 33 to 37. So be interesting to see what we get when we boost it up a little bit. Knock the graphics up to very high, and like I said, 33 to 37 is the max we were getting on that, so anything above that is an improvement. Syria, ISIS territory.
No turning back. It has to be you.
Come on, maybe move. Right. I mean, 42, 43. It's an improvement. Not a huge improvement right now. 46. I want to get to the... because you kind of get these cutscenes that keep interfering with the gameplay, and I'm not too sure if they're affecting the frames per second as well.
It was said the Prophet's tomb was hidden in the cliffs above one of the forgotten cities. Legend speaks of an oasis where the Prophet was laid to rest.
And up we go.
Something's here. Could this really be it?
We're sitting around the 43, 45 frames, 46 frames a second. So yeah, we didn't go above 37 on the 1080, but we're floating around the 40, 41, 42 mark. So 5 frames when it's 30, 15, 20% better again. Obviously I want to get out of these cutscenes and into the main arena like we did before. because that was a bit more free flowing.
Okay, he's shown here performing healing miracles.
I'll jump back in because I can't remember exactly what I have to do to get here, and I don't want to make this video super long. Didn't take me as long as I'd have thought, but I thought it would have taken longer, to be honest, but 50 frames a second, so yeah, 37 to 50. Nice jump. Get me the fucking chopper.
Oh no, they're already here. Got to get inside.
Oh, I hate this. We all know what happens here. Wait for it. Jump. Oh, you stupid bitch. Well, it hit 55 frames, so... Oh, I've got to do it again. It's just torture. Right, let's try that. Second time lucky. There we go. Yeah, so we hit 55 frames. It's got to be hitting, 30% better. So, I mean, it'd be nice if the margins were a bit bigger. That way you'd be able to tell the difference a bit easier. If it was 100 frames and it was 135, you'd know, without having to do too much in the way of math, that it's better. But when you're working at 30, 35 frames and going up to 50, top of my head, it's got to be at least 20, 25, 30% better. So, I'm going to call that a day for the Tomb Raider test. I'm happy with the increases. I think that I think that the 1080p test would, I didn't do it because I think it's irrelevant, purely because the 1080 smashed it anyway. But we went on to 4K and saw noticeable improvements across the board from medium high to very high in all of the settings. I think the video cutscenes kind of interfere with it a little bit, because even when you're supposed to be free moving, you're kind of restricted to what you can do. So I did have DirectX 12 enabled as well. I'm not too sure what difference that has made, but yeah, we'll give this one a go and we'll summarise. Okay, so if you watched my last video, you know that I was doing a game giveaway with the chance for For Honor or Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands as a game to give away. I've got a few people in the hat now that we going to do a draw for you to see who's won the game. We've hit 600 subs, so thank you very much for the support for the channel, and good luck. And the winner, if I can pronounce it, Ranchlaw Ganguly. Congratulations, bro. If you want to drop me a message on my YouTube channel or on my social medias, I'll put them in the description, comment section down below. Just drop me a message on there and I'll hook you up with a code to get your free game. Well done. Or Ghost Recon's Wildland. And why am I choking so much today? Okay guys, so there we have it. It would appear that in the 3D Mark test that when in 1080 mode it's not using or utilising the graphics card to its full capacity, but as soon as we knocked it up into 4K we saw the GPU load shoot up, but it was a bit strange that it didn't do it in the 1080p. Not too sure why it's doing that. Maybe there's something that needs to be some settings tweaked and changed. Maybe you've figured out what it is. If you have, please let me know in the comment section down below. Always looking and learning myself. The Tomb Raider test, we saw increases across the board. I noticed the FPS counter for some reason didn't display in the video, but I've kind of detailed through the video as we go, what the frames are. You can always check back. I'll put a link in the description to the previous video where we did test the 1080 on the amplifier, so you can just cross-reference the findings from this video to the one before if you want to just double check for yourselves, but I've kind of done that work for you. So yeah, in medium, high and very high we saw decent increases. I think across the board it's like 25 to 35% increase in the performance in 4K. So yeah, it kind of lived up for me, kind of lived up to the hype. I mean, I'm sure if you're running a newer Alienware with a faster processor, maybe a Skylake or a 4.4 gigahertz, you know, a proper boosted one, you might see a slight improvement. I think it may be the CPU intense games that kind of drag down the frames per second a little bit, perhaps. But across the board, yeah, it's an improvement. I'm glad I've got it. I can always chuck it in the Area 51 and you know, hopefully get a bit more out of it if I want to, or as we did in a previous video, put it onto an external screen. But overall, yeah, not too bad. If you've run some tests similar to mine and come up with different findings, let me know. Anything that you would like me to answer for you, I'll do my best. Drop it in the comment section down below. If you like the video, please like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, contact me on my social medias, follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook page. I always like responding to guys that message me, even if it's just for questions and bits and pieces. I'll do my best to answer them for you. But yeah, once again, good luck to the winner there and of the competition. And yeah, have a good one.